evening and welcome to our Thursday night Travel 10 webinar. Tonight I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take a little time and kind of share with you what I believe is the makings of a very, very special company. And I'm going to share with you why I feel so strongly about it. And I think as someone that's either been with us for some time maybe or just joining, I hope by the time we finish this evening's discussion, you're going to feel the same as I do. You know, when we put Travel 10 together, the concept was very simple. It was to have a business that would appeal to the masses, that everybody in America could do it, that no one could ever lose money, because that's one of the things I really, really feel very strongly about in this industry is that I see so many people get involved and they don't really have a chance to make a lot, but yet they end up investing so much and they never get a return. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. I mean, this business is designed to have tremendous success, and it all starts with the product. I mean, if you don't have a product that has really true benefit or value, you don't have anything. And I see that too often. And that's not the case here at Travel 10. Now, after tonight, I'm probably going to, and even as the evening goes on, I'm probably going to be switching from Travel 10 to saying Life Trends. As most of you know, we have renamed the company. And going forward, it is going to be Life Trends. Now, everything hasn't been switched over yet, and it's going to take 2 or 3 months for all that transition to happen. So it's kind of like we're Travel 10/Life Trends. But when you're talking to people, obviously, if you've still got content or stuff built around Travel 10, that's fine. But obviously, we're going to eventually phase out the word Travel 10, move to Life Trends. Now, why did we do that? If we were going to stay strictly in the travel arena, that would have made total sense to stay with where we're at with Travel 10. But obviously, we've got an opportunity now to expand our product line and to do some things that, again, create tremendous excitement and tremendous value. And when I look at some of these things that we're working on right now, I can't wait until we're able to introduce those things to you. And it's again, they're all in the process, and I can't, again, I haven't committed to any dates or times, other than the fact that we're working very hard to bring these things to fruition. But I will tell you this, whether it happens a month from now, 2 months, 3 months, you've got a tremendous opportunity right now the way it sits. Because think about this, when you go out to share, Life Trends with anybody, you've got a business that everybody can be involved in. There's no risk whatsoever. As a matter of fact, when you look at what we put together now with our Restaurantcom bundle, I mean, you actually, you can't possibly lose a dollar. You can't. You can only make money, and you can only save money, and you can only earn money from your endeavors. Now, where have you seen that before? I mean, where you can literally get involved, and think about that. You can get involved in this business for what? $10 a month for the product and $10 a month for your business? And that's, I mean, and again, I wouldn't come in at that level. I'm just saying we've made that available because if someone can't kind of make the step to a little better program, which we've got, and we're going to talk about that tonight, and they can only come in because they got maybe limited resources, that's okay. That's why we have that entry level. We have that so that everybody can do it, and everybody can get started, and everybody can start making money, and they can start slowly moving their way to a even bigger and bigger income and bigger discounts on the travel side, and get to the point where maybe they've never thought about taking 1 vacation a year. They'll be looking at taking 2, 3, 4, 5 vacations a year just because of what happens here at Travel 10/Life Trends. I gotta quit saying it. I gotta just say one or the other. I think I'm gonna go with Life Trends for the rest of the night, okay? Because that's the way we're going. So let's just go Life Trends. All right, so here's what we have, guys. We have a company that is at its foundation. It's solid. It has no debt. I personally know I've invested in the last 4 or 5 years, I don't even know how many millions of dollars, and bringing all this together and what we now have. And I look at this and go, wow, this is the coolest company, because the way it's set up right now, all we can do is get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what we've done is we've created 2 simple ways for a person to come into business. That $10 level, or they can come in under our luxury package, which is the $99 one time and $39.95 a month. Now, that's amazing. I mean, when you look at what we offer at the luxury level, I mean, if you went out and actually were able to buy that same program, and actually you can, believe it or not, there are actually some clubs out there, private membership clubs, where you could buy a package that's very, very similar to what we offer. The only difference is you're going to pay somewhere, and this is a fact, you're going to pay somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for it. And then you're going to pay about $350 to $500 every year for annual dues. Versus what we have here is $99 one time and $39.95 a month. I think that's a lot better. And then, of course, the difference between those other club memberships and this one is, this one allows you to make a living, to earn an income, and a sizable one at that. So let's start with just the product. So we got this tremendous product. And then we've taken it and we said, okay, let's even make it even better for everybody. We've now added, which if you go to your back office, if you haven't done it yet, you should. If you go to your back office, and if you're already in the business, you can just upgrade to it. Or if you're not, you can actually, when you join, you can come in and join this way. But we have the Restaurantcom bundle package. Now, why do we offer that? Because, again, I always believe in value. I want to be able to look at somebody and say, you know what? You literally, for $39.95 a month, are going to save thousands and thousands of dollars on all your travel and all your lifestyle benefits easily every year. But what if you could even make that $39.95 free? And we can, because with this Restaurants.com package, for $1.95 more a month, think about that. Instead of $39.95, you add $1.95 to it. You now get $50 in free food every month. Now, everybody eats out. We all do, you know. The difference is when you do go out and eat, when you go somewhere and you spend $50 in restaurants, that's $50 out of your pocket. How would you like to go to that restaurant, spend the $50, but only spend $1.95? That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Well, that's what you're going to be able to do. And what does that do for you? Well, number one, you got your business for free. Your business maintenance fee, your $10 business maintenance fee is covered. Your monthly membership, everything's covered. And now all you can do is earn money. Because if you share this with anybody, you're going to earn money. Because in worst case scenario, if a person even doesn't join this business, now that's what I love about this. You know, if a person looks at this and says, you know what, the benefit package is amazing, and I get all these savings, but even though I could spend $10 a month or $39.95 a month and save thousands, I'm not going to do that, okay? And I don't want to make any money by sharing this with anybody else. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So what are they left with? Well, we give them, what do we give them? Our VIP business program. So all they do there is they sit there, and then when they do go stay in a hotel somewhere and they save money, you make money. You know, it's $1,000. When they go and if they use that card up and save $1,000, you just made $500 on a person that told you no to the business. How does it get any better than that? Yes, you win. No, you win. I don't think there's anything like this in existence anywhere. So if you don't get excited about this and wanted to share it, then shame on you, because we created the most amazing marketing system called the gift. I love that. Let's see if I've got one right here. Actually, I wasn't sure I had one, but I'm glad I do. And it's this card. And this is all you've got to do to start a conversation with anybody, is put this in someone's hand and say, take a look at the gift and tell me what you think. That's all you've got to do. You don't have to try to sell anything to anybody. Just give them this and say, take a look at this and tell me what you think. Because guess what? They're going to look at it and go, wow, I want to be involved in business. Or maybe it's going to be, hey, I travel all the time. I'll take the benefit package. I like that. Or, okay, you know what? I don't do anything. But you know what? I'll take the free $1,000, hotel savings. Why not? Doesn't cost me anything, right? So how can you possibly lose? And so when I sometimes think about this, and when a business is built, now this is the most important thing I'm going to share with you guys tonight. When a business is built on duplication, and it's the ability for everybody to be able to duplicate, if you have a system like we've got with the gift, and with a product and a packaging and price points we just talked about, wouldn't it duplicate? Wouldn't it grow if you were sharing it? I mean, that's all you have to do is share it. Because if you share it, it's going to grow. And as it grows, guess what happens to you? You make money. And you make more money and more money. Because remember, 50% of all the commissions, all the money that comes in every month to this company is paid out to you in the form of commissions. So on that, the $39, $20 is paid to you. On that $10 benefit package, $5 is paid to you. And actually there's more than that, because now with the luxury package on the first month, the $99, we've got this amazing coded infinity bonus that goes, I mean, think about it, it goes to infinity, and it's based on the first start when somebody gets in the business. That's why we call it a fast start. We got a long name for it. Fast start coded infinity bonus. Okay? But that's what it is. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but I just want to finish this thought here. So now you give somebody this card, and they look at it and they get involved in the business. And they go and they share it with 2 or 3 people, and they get involved. And they share it with 2 or 3, or maybe 5 or 10, or maybe they share it with 50 or 100, whatever happens. You start earning a residual income. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the one thing I love most about what we're doing. I've always believed since I was, got out of college. I mean, I was, and I like most of you, when I was going to school, I was broke. I didn't have any money. I had to work my way through college. Nothing was given to me. I used to always think back about my car and how embarrassing it was because I had a car that was so beat up. I was always wondering if I could even, the brakes were gone on it, so I wasn't sure I could stop on the way to the school. Actually, that used every day. I was scared to death I was going to have an accident because I'd have to stay so far behind other cars to make sure I could slow down and stop, before, so I could get to school because I couldn't afford to put brakes on the car. So I struggled in college. But one thing I learned when I was in college, I said, you know what? I don't want to be this way. I don't want to live my life in broke. Live my life not having the things that I want to have for myself and for my family. And so I started looking at network marketing in the industry. And I realized, wow, what an amazing business. I mean, when it's done right. Now, again, the problem that's happened over the last 20, 30 years is sometimes it's not done right. But when it is, what an amazing opportunity because you can get involved. You don't have to take a risk. You go out and you build and you share whatever the product is, and you start building a residual. And the one thing I figured out very early in life, there is nothing like residual income. Because once you build it, it just grows and grows, and it's there. It's there month after month after month. Sometimes even when you don't work it. I mean, when you don't do anything, there's still that residual continues to come in for years and years, sometimes for a lifetime. But you have to start. You see, none of this happens unless you start, unless you engage and you go to work. And how much you make depends on how hard you work. Isn't that interesting? So when somebody joins this company or gets involved, if they sit around and do nothing, they pretty much make nothing, right? As it should be. But if they engage and go to work, look what starts to happen. You start building this residual that builds and builds and builds. And what I look at is that when you take the whole picture and you realize we've got this unbelievable concept, the gift, we have a product with tremendous value that saves you more than you could ever spend on it. And then we have this Restaurantcom program to make it even free. And then all you can do is have an upside that's going to make you a tremendous income. Think, what is anybody waiting for? Why wouldn't you be sharing this with the world every day, day in and day out? Because that's all you have to do. And I want you to think about this when you go to bed tonight. If you don't share this with somebody tomorrow, guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing good, nothing bad, just nothing. But if you do, you don't know what the future holds. Because that one person you share it with might think this and go, wow, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And they go out and put in literally thousands of people or tens of thousands of people. Guess what? You get paid on that. That's the amazing thing about this. You don't know, but you'll never know unless you share it. And my attitude is, look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody tells you no, because, hey, they'll probably use the card and you make something. And if they tell you yes, you don't know what that means. No one does. But it's a starting point. But you have to do it every day. And that's the other thing I learned. Once I understood this business, this concept, I realized, okay, Mark, I don't have to be the greatest salesperson in the world. I don't have to be, anything special. All I have to do is share the story and let the story speak for itself. And if you do that enough, you're going to have success. It's just that simple. Nobody can take it away from you, but you will have success. And one day, if you really share it a lot, you're going to wake up and go, I can quit my job. I don't have to have that job anymore. I'm making so much in residual income, I don't have to work for anybody anymore. And then you start that. And then you continue to work and you're excited now because you've quit your job, you're making a nice living, and you continue to build, and all of a sudden you go, wow, I'm starting to make money, more money than a lot of people out there that are like the top executives in the biggest companies in the land. And that happens. And then all of a sudden you keep building and working, and one day you look back and go, wow, I've actually become a millionaire from this. And you can. And that's the part that I don't get sometimes. I know we're a new company, we're small, but it's for anybody. Everybody can do it, and you don't know. But the only thing you have to do is share this, and if you do that, everything else will fall into place. All of a sudden, whatever you're struggling with, maybe you'll wake up and go, wow, I got enough money to take care of those problems now because you did something. But nothing will happen unless you do it. That's where it all begins, with you. You have to be the starting point, not anybody else, not your family member, not your spouse, not your friends, not anybody. You. It all starts with you, and it ends with you. So when you do that, all of a sudden good things start to happen. Now you take what we put together, and that's our job. Okay, this is my responsibility to you, is to give you the best compensation plan on the planet. And I think we've done that, and we're doing that. This coded bonus, for example. I want you to think about that. This coded bonus, if you go out and you start building an organization, let's say you only get 3 or 4 people, and that duplicates. You get 9, and you got 27, you got 81, 243, 7. This is 3 by 3 by 3. So I mentioned you got 2,000, you got 6,000, you got 18,000, and just the numbers, and it keeps going, right? But on this coded bonus, the way it works is every time somebody enrolls in the luxury package, and by the way, that's all I'd be talking to people about is the luxury program, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second why. But as people start to enroll in this thing, you could literally have somebody 100 levels deep in your organization, and not literally, it's going to happen over and over again. 100 levels deep in your organization, and they enroll and you're making $50 on them. Or maybe you're making 40 or 30 or 20, depending on how it all plays out. But the point is, this goes on to infinity in depth and in width. Because, the wider you go, it just starts all over again. And then it goes deep. So you start somebody, you're making the money there. You make the $20 retail profit on when they first sign up, and you make the $50 on them. And then it starts going deep. And then as it grows, you're making that money everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, that can turn out to be an amazing amount of income. And it's all because we've got a simple product that people want. I mean, we're actually offering somebody a product at a price they can't get anywhere else. Matter of fact, I just saw a network marketing company that just started. I think it's funny. Their package they're copying what we're doing, of course. And their package isn't near as nice, but they're charging a lot more for it. I mean, they're charging, like where we charge $99, they charge $1,000. Where we charge $39 a month, they charge $100 a month. And the package is about 70% of what we have. And guess what? They'll do okay. They'll do okay. Now, they're going to burn off a lot of people, and they're going to hurt a lot of people because a lot of people can't afford to do that, and they shouldn't be doing that. But they'll do it because they'll think, okay, I make a bigger residual. Well, you might for the short haul, but you won't for the long haul. Because the only thing that gives you the ability to be in business year after year for the next 10 or 20 years is to give people true value. There's no shortcuts for that, ladies and gentlemen. There has to be true value. And that's something we're always going to do here at Life Trends. We're always going to give people a true value with the product we have right now and with the products that we're looking at. There are going to be products, when you look at these products, you're going to go, wow, this is the coolest thing, because I can go share with anybody and look them in the eye and go, look at this. How cool is this? And look at the price points here. Isn't that amazing? Doesn't it make you feel good? It makes me feel good. That's what I want to be able to do. That's why I don't have any problem sharing the gift with anybody, because I know how tremendous it is. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight I just wanted to kind of give you the idea of look, you're at the foundation of a young company, but it's going to be a big company one day, and it's going to be global. And I don't even talk about that right now because I really want to prove what we can do here in the United States first. But as we start to prove everything over the next year or 2 years, sure, we're going to go outside the United States. And the one thing I did here, which I wish I'd done before, is I have actually made this a one World Genealogy. So it's not going to matter. For example, we open another country right now. The moment that country opens, whatever happens, your organization just get carried along with it. And it's going to be the coolest thing, the way it's going to work. And you're going to be able to make money. Think about that. But it only happens if you're building here now. Because if you're building now here, and let's say you got an organization of 500, maybe somebody got an organization of 2,000, maybe somebody have an organization of 10,000 here when we open the first country. Now, the guy that has 10,000 people in his organization, we open the first country, is going to make a lot more than the guy that has 200. Why? Because he's got 10,000 people. They're going to say, wow, I know somebody in that country. I'm going to go sign him up. So all of a sudden, his check is going to go, wow, right? The guy that has maybe 100, 200, his check's going to pop a little bit, but it's going to pop in relation to what he's built. And that's what I love about this. So the person that does the most work always wins. And that's as it should be, right? And I love that about this. So guys, again, the opportunity is amazing. I'm excited for everybody here. You know, our promise to you is to continue to make this thing better and better and better. You know, to introduce those products that you're going to be able to look at, get excited about, and just can't wait to get out and share, just like we've got right now in the travel world. And so with that being said, I appreciate you being here tonight. Next week, I'm going to be back, and I'm actually going to do a presentation with some of the new things we've added. So I'll actually do like a business presentation. So again, next week, bring your guests, bring your prospects, bring some of the people maybe you've shared this with during the week, bring some of the people you've got in your organization that are sitting around doing nothing. Maybe you can get them to come take a look at what we're doing here at Life Trends, and they'll get excited and say, wow, this thing's amazing. The product's amazing. The compensation plan's amazing. What am I waiting for? And got a pretty good marketing system. I actually think this is the coolest marketing system, and I've been in the industry for 45 years. This is the best marketing system I've ever developed in my life because it's simple, it's duplicatable, and guess what? It works. The people that are doing this are having success. Those that aren't, not so much. So with that being said, look forward to seeing you next week. Oh, one more thing, by the way. We are doing another meeting here in Atlanta. It's going to be on, and of course, I'm sitting here in Atlanta. You see, I got a fireplace. It's still cold here. We're going to be doing a meeting here in Atlanta on April the 13th. It'll only be about an hour and a half meeting because we're going to do about a 30, 40-minute presentation, business presentation. It'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll do a short training. So it'll be from about 10 to about 11:30. We'll have everybody out of there so you can go spend your day and have fun and do the things you want to do with your family. But this will be a tremendous opportunity for you to bring new people, to get to meet myself, my wife, and other people that are some of the leaders here at Life Trends. So look forward to seeing you on April 13th. We'll be putting up all the information here shortly, and see you here at Country Club of the South here in Atlanta. With that, I will say good night, God bless, see you next week.